who, by the way, again, according to them, were coming from a funeral or going to a funeral, are children. This is the example that they are setting for the next generation. You treat waitstaff like they're absolute garbage. You send things back to the kitchen because you don't like anything. By the way, I think I've sent 2 items back to the kitchen in my entire life going to restaurants, and one of them was because I ordered a hamburger and I bit into it and the inside was actually cold ground beef. It was still kind of frozen on the inside, and it had to get to that level before I actually sent something back. And the other time I was at a restaurant, I think I was in Spain, and by the way, I paid for this entire dish, but the ham that they served me in the dish smelled horrible. It was actually rotten. In fact, I made a point to pay for it so that they would know that I'm not trying to scam them out of any money or anything like that, as long as they promise not to serve that to other people in the restaurant. As long as I saw them throw that away because it smelled that bad, I was good in that scenario. That's how I act in a restaurant. Maybe that's a little too conciliatory to the staff, to the people in the kitchen and all of that, but I understand that you don't want to put all of that on the server because the server's not responsible for the food. They're supposed to be doing the best that they can, and you should show them some appreciation. But never in my entire life would I show this level of horrible behavior, disgusting behavior, hood-like behavior in front of children. Never would I teach them that this is how you treat waitstaff. And by the way, Black people have a reputation, and a lot of servers will tell you this in private, even if they won't admit it online, for being poor tippers, and the fact that they refuse to pay an entire bill over a 20% gratuity, $4 per person out of the 20, really does not do any benefit to that kind of idea or that kind of stereotype, especially when you consider that all of their drinks were comped, especially when you consider that they had multiple food items comped, especially when you consider that 20 people were able to eat at this Cajun seafood type restaurant for about $27 to $31, depending on how you're calculating the final split of the bill.
We're actually going to talk to the manager coming up in the next hour. She did say that they did file a police report, but usually in these cases, nothing gets done. So we're hoping that something happens here, but we're going to talk to her to get more information.
And that's the worst part of the story. This restaurant has had this situation before. The staff at this restaurant has dealt with customers doing this to them. However, what ultimately ends up happening is they file the police report and nothing gets done related to this. But if I were the Houston Police Department and I saw this video, I saw this local news story, I saw it going viral on TikTok, viral on Twitter, viral on Instagram, viral on YouTube, you know what? I would make an example out of these people. And the specific person that I would make an example of is the one who threatened to kill somebody over trying to collect a bill that was legitimate in every possible way. These people need to be named. They need to be shamed. Their mugshots don't only need to be posted online, they need to be put on billboards all across the city of Houston. Any restaurant should know that they have a full right to refuse service to these people because they are the scum of the city of Houston. Now, I know you're going to say, Sean, look, this isn't the most serious crime. There's murderers getting out in Houston. You know, you cover that Breaking Bond series and all that. And true, I understand there are more serious crimes, but these are the people who are raising and teaching these horrible values to the next generation. And what the hell do you think those kids are going to grow up to be with adults like this in their household? This is how they acted post a funeral. When they're supposed to be mourning the dead, they decided that they were going to go out and scam a Cajun restaurant because they felt entitled to do so. You gotta set an example for these people. You have to shame these people. You have to correct this behavior by force, by shaming. That's what you need to do. And yes, they committed a crime, and threatening to murder somebody is definitely a felony crime. So I expect some significant charges. I demand some significant charges. I don't know if I expect it because, of course, we're dealing with the city of Houston. You know what you used to do? At least this used to happen on TV shows when you did a dine and dash. You used to have to be in the kitchen washing the dishes. I sentenced them to wash 10,000 dishes for every dollar in this crime. I want them to take years on this process, send them to jail, don't even lock them up, just put them in the kitchen next to a dishwasher that works perfectly fine, but they're not allowed to use because they need to hand wash the dishes. Give them a toothbrush and make them do that. That's what these people deserve. Absolute scum in every possible way. Again, this was post a funeral, and they taught this to their damn children. Good on those two people who ended up paying for their own portion of the bill. But by the way, if I were in this situation, if I were in a group of 20 people, I would have just covered the whole bill, because it's insane that this would be a thing that actually happens in a group that I was a part of. It's absolutely disgusting. And if you can't tell, I'm extraordinarily pissed about this. Even if you think it's out of proportion, trust me, I'm 100% right, but I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. As usual, if you like this video,